African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of September 6, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the North Troop Group have improved their tactical position. Defeated formations of two mechanized, an airborne assault brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Magritsa, Maropli, Proletarskoye, and Unikovka in the Sumy region. On the Kharkiv direction, defeat was inflicted on units of a motorized infantry brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the area of the settlement of Volchansk, Kharkiv region. The enemy lost more than 155 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, 13 cars, and a field artillery gun. 3 electronic warfare stations and 9 supply depots were destroyed. Units of the West Troop Group occupied more advantageous lines. Defeated personnel and equipment of mechanized, assault, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kupiansk, Vladitivka, Senkovo in the Kharkiv region, and Kirovsk in the Donetsk People's Republic. Losses of the Armed Forces of Ukraine amounted to up to 240 servicemen, 6 armored combat vehicles, including a US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 22 cars, a Western-made field artillery gun. 8 electronic warfare stations and 7 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the South Troop Group improved their tactical position. Defeated formations of 3 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Fedorovka, Seversk, Peryezno, and Yablanovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 200 servicemen, 5 armored combat vehicles, 5 cars, and 3 artillery guns. An electronic warfare station, 2 counter-battery warfare stations, 2 ammunition depots, and a fuel depot were destroyed. Units of the Center Troop Group occupied more advantageous lines and positions. Defeated personnel and equipment of 4 mechanized, 3 airborne assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a territorial defense brigade, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Rodinskoye, Novopavlovka, Zelino, Muravka, Krasnoarmysk, and Dmitrov in the Donetsk People's Republic. Losses of Ukrainian armed formations amounted to up to 465 servicemen, a tank, 2 cars, and 2 artillery guns. Units of the East Troop Group advanced deep into the enemy's defense. Defeated formations of 2 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements Kalinovskoye, Novosolovka, Ivanovka in the Dnipropetrovsk region, and Uspanovka in the Zaporizhzhia region. The enemy lost over 210 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, 8 cars, and a Western-made artillery piece. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted damage on personnel and equipment of 2 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements Stepnogorsk, Malaya Tokmachka in the Zaporizhzhia region, and Antonovka in the Kherson region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 70 servicemen, an armored personnel carrier, 8 cars, 2 field artillery guns, 6 unmanned boats, 3 electronic warfare stations, and 4 ammunition depots. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces troop groups inflicted damage on ammunition and material depots, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 142 areas. Air defense means shot down 5 guided aerial bombs and 160 airplane-type unmanned aerial vehicles. The Black Sea Fleet forces destroyed a high-speed unmanned boat of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, destroyed 666 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 82,040 unmanned aerial vehicles, 627 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,973 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,589 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 29,289 field artillery guns and mortars, 41,170 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.